What's up? Here we go, Coffee Talk. Got my hair up. It's a little crazy and wild today. Get your candle going. Candles aren't just for nighttime. Candles are like, wake up, get it going. Get your like humidifier on or your, I got my essential oils. By the way, I think the whole essential oil thing is a bunch of bullshit. By the way, good morning, Miss Unicorn. Look at my shirt. And this is, haha. My sister sent me this. Get your candle going. All right, so we're going to talk about, today's Coffee Talk is really, I think it's pretty right on, pretty savage, if you ask me. So we're gonna get into it here real quick, and basically I want to read it the way I wrote it, so I'm on point. Number one reason why you can't lose weight and how to find your fire. Fire. What's up, fire? So I got my Mr. going. Actually, I lied. It's not going yet. I'm set up. I'm ready to go. Number one reason why you can't lose weight and how to find your fire. I'm going to kind of put this out there. And again, I never want to ever feel like I'm like the bad guy. I want this show to end up being something where, and first of all, I'm going to answer some questions that you guys are throwing at me, but I talk to a lot of people during the day, and a lot of you reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram. A lot of you are, don't have my personal phone number, so a lot of you will reach out and ask me questions, which I think is like totally amazing. And what Coffee Talk is about today is kind of like all in this same vein of, why are you not losing weight? And part of what I do, I don't know why my voice just went down like 2 octaves. Good morning. Yeah. Anybody else out there like get a scratchy throat or like a little earache, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I have COVID. Stop doing that. Yeah. Cool shirt, right? My sister got me this. I love my sister. I don't know if she's on here or not. She usually pops up when she goes to my mom's house. And so we were talking. She knows I'm the fucking unicorn. I'm like the ringleader of all unicorns. So many unicorns. And what does a unicorn mean? And what is that all about? Like, some people ask me, like, what's a unicorn? Oh my God, it's like little children. I'm like, a unicorn is anyone that feels like I'm normal living in a Barbie world. Like, I am living in an alternative reality. Most of my life feels like, who are these people? Like, as soon as I leave my bubble, I'm at odds with reality. Like, the way people drive, the way people do things, the way people think, like when I watch news sometimes, and I very rarely ever watch like I watch certain news stations because I do know that there is a reality, and I want to know, like, why did that thing happen? Okay. Or I'm watching NASA Space Channel thing. I love that. Like that. I love that kind of stuff. I don't know if you guys watched that the other day, the SpaceX. It's pretty badass. Like, pretty badass. So as a unicorn, I feel kind of my kindred soul, my soulmates that are here or have passed or have not arrived yet. We live in like this special bubble. It's almost like, people that are like far left or far right. I don't even know what any of that means, but it's like that feeling of we are a tribe. And my friend Steven who I miss dearly. He's not dead. He's in New York. He moved, and I miss him. He's one of my very favorite people on the planet. And he used to tell me, we are tribe. Our tribe, when we think about, there are certain people, there's a book called Infidel, if you guys want to get into like a really cool read, Jan Iskan, anyway, I always screw up her name. Anyway, it's called Infidel, and she writes about, she's Somalian, and she writes about, female genital mutilation and all these amazing kind of like her life and trying to get here. And we talk about tribe and how tribe will move, and our tribe are people that we are like-minded, like-spirited, like-hearted. When you drop all the bullshit and you really get down to it, there are certain souls that attract to other souls. And I have never believed in a soul mate. I believe that my dogs are my soul mates in this passing of time. I believe that animals, number one, are equal, if not better. They're our greatest teachers, and they are my soulmates. They bring out a thing in me that no human could ever bring out. There's absolutely no way that an animal that doesn't talk to us communicates to us in ways like I am that person. Like, the trees communicate to me. The birds communicate to me. The squirrels, obviously, as we all know, communicate to me. And maybe in some people, if they're not of my tribe, they don't understand that communication. In a deep soul level, we attract each other, I think, by, and I know this to be true, the science is there, but I believe that to be like, woo, we send out signals. Breakfast this morning, she wanted peas, not waffles. Oh, Dory, I love you. Eileen, what's up? Suzanne, what is up, yo? I miss you guys. Bessie, what's up? I miss you guys a lot. Yup, Dragon is back. Right on, Laura. Laura, I just want to let you know there's like a bunch of people on here right now that we have all lost recently. Our furry soulmate. I just lost, as you guys know, my mama dog. And a lot of my friends, we all just like in succession all lost like our babies, and again, I want to talk today about the reason why we can't lose weight. And I know that sometimes I will bounce on conversations, but they all kind of like, they spread out with a lot of information, because I never want to come on here and say, the reason you can't lose weight is because you're a fat ass. No, that's not like it. It's so complex. It is so complex. And when I have had the opportunity to sit down now during COVID, and I've been in this like, kind of like my own bubble, and I made that decision. A lot of you know that I made the decision, like, I moved right before COVID. Like, I actually moved the day or two before we went into like a national lockdown. I knew I was moving, and so that was not even the issue. It wasn't about COVID. It was like, I'm moving, I'm going to a new location, and then COVID came, and it had been ramping up, because my sister was actually like, woo, like, this is happening, go buy your dog food. I'm like, you're kind of crazy, but I get it. Like, my sister is like sound the alarms kind of person, but I heed her warning. I really understand that. Laura, we love you. Everyone on here that's lost an animal, or you've had to put down an animal, just know that, our animals teach us the biggest lessons. And if you can just say right now that you gave your animal the best life ever, which I know I did, and I know my friends that are animal people are, sometimes we treat, my dogs will eat better than I or they'll have more than I have. If I have nothing, they have everything. So yeah, it rips us apart. It really does. And it also rebuilds you, you know, because I look back at my animals now, I look at her babies and I go, you know what? She gave me beautiful babies and I see her in them, and I, like, every day just love them more, and I love them more, and I love them more. And so that's the Nate. I also deal with, I'm gonna lose 6 babies in my lifetime, 6 more, and I make a joke and I say, you're gonna rip my heart out, aren't you? And it doesn't make it easier, but if we deal in reality and we deal in life, and that's what today losing weight is all about, because we can't lose weight unless we're happy. And I hate the word happy. I just do. That song that Pharrell wrote, 'cause I'm happy and happy, like, fuck you. There's no such thing as happy. There is no such thing as happy, because no one can really put a definition on happy. But I think what you guys can understand from my perspective is I don't see happy when I wake up. I don't wake up like, haha, like, that's just weird. Like, I think that happy is a choice. Oh, what's up, Holland? Yes, not a joke. It's true, it's ripping our hearts out. Yes, it does. I think that, and I want to talk about, you know, true happy. When I look at my dogs, and I wish I could film this. I wish there was a, I wish there was a way to film what goes on in my morning, every single morning. So I want to share with you, my intimate moments in the morning. And if you guys are like me, I sleep with my dogs. I have nothing against people that don't sleep with their dogs. Remember, my dogs are like really little, and Italian Greyhounds, the story goes, they're actually not Italian, they're Egyptian. But an Italian Greyhound was primarily bred down as a kind of a hairless breed. They're not hairless, but very little hair, and they have a high body temperature. A lot of people don't know this, that they keep a very much higher body temperature. They love to burrow. If you guys have dogs out there that burrow, these dogs burrow and they want to be on you. They're clingers. I've never met an Italian Greyhound that was any different. They all do exactly the same thing. So what they have told me is that in Italy, in Europe, that they don't have heating systems or air conditioning. So the way that they kept warm at night is they had these little dogs. And the little dogs, they literally they love to go, I call it in the pocket. They sit right between my legs. And yeah, so there's that. And I laugh because I'm like, the baby will literally scratch at my arm so that I lift the cover so she can go and sit in the pocket. She'll wait till everyone finds their spot, and then she comes in and finds her spot. She kind of owns me like that. So that whole thing inside my body is like it's at the vibration of the day settles down, and that's what I refer to as happy. That in me is not a haha, it's more of a just a release of energy. And you know, whatever animals that you have that will communicate to you, the way they look at you, or you know, a big deep breath sigh, like a when they do that to me, I am like, oh, baby is like totally settled and happy and content. And then I, as their caretaker, am settled and happy and content. And I think that that is like the beginning of when we become happy. We want more, of that sensation. We want more of that feeling. Maybe the reason why I have 6 dogs now, because of the joy and the contentment that I have with my animals. We try to replicate that same feeling in humans, but it never happens. It never happens. We'll never have that unless it's your child. I think people that have children, and I get it, you know, I hate the feeling of when people have said, oh, you've never had children, Lisa, you'll never know what that feels like. And I want to punch them in the face. Like, really? I'm pretty sure I can imagine what that feels like with my furry animals. Yeah. Dogs are better than humans, even kids are dicks. Yeah, kids can be assholes, and that's why I think that in the human experience, when we're looking for a jump off, we're looking for a place of, and it's kind of an elusive place, but I love to go to a place of, let's see what happens. Let's go for it. And when I talk to people about losing weight, I always say, is the person in your house on your journey? Are the people around you supportive? And when there's conflict in the house, or there's conflict and there needs to be a resolution, I try to go into that space with someone and I'll say, tell me what your limiting factors are. When was the last time you were in the best shape of your life? That seems to be kind of like a staple across the board. What's up, Danny? Welcome. Annie, welcome. Margarita, welcome, everyone. When was the last time you were in the best shape of your life? And the majority of people will come to me and they'll say, when I was in school, when I was a teenager, or when I was in college, and I was playing this sport or that sport or this sport or that sport, and I used to be an athlete. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, you're either an athlete or you're not. Because if you get to a certain point in your life and you are no longer that kind of doing that kind of movement, whether you're, oh, I played basketball in high school and I was in great shape, and well, you were a teenager living at home with zero responsibility. So unless you guys are independently wealthy or you've made your money and you know you're in that position that you don't have to work, you should be working out. Like, if I didn't have to work, I'd be working out all day because I love to feel good. I love when my body feels good. Again, going to happy. Remember the desire action results. That's one of my lectures that I talk about. And in the beginning of your transformation, we talk about what your desires are. What are your desires? You have to have desire in order to get like that. Remember, we talk about the marshmallow. Remember we talk about the marshmallow? That big, humongous, like human-sized marshmallow that you're pushing up a hill. And as you start to push up that hill, you know, one side sags and then you run to the other side, and then the other side sags and you run to the other side, and you're pushing, and then you're like failing, and then the marshmallow's coming on top of you. But if you have that desire to get that marshmallow to the top of that hill, you're going to do whatever it takes to get that marshmallow to the top of that hill. You have to start with the desire, right? T-shirt on point. You have to start with the desire. What is your desire? And I think that happiness is not the right term, but in order to lose weight and find your fire, there is a point where we have to set aside all of our garbage, our day-to-day garbage. And for me, coronavirus was the best thing ever. And I panicked. I'm just like you guys. I panicked too. I had the worst, crazy, sleepless nights, like wake up in a panic, not knowing how I was ever going to make money again. How my gym's closed. All my clients scampered. And those panic attacks are real. And for those of you who suffer from panic attacks like I do, I get it. I understand. I'm just like you. I will wake up. I can turn off this phone camera right now and go through a series of, do I panic? And what am I panicking about? What can I do to change things? And a lot of us live in these fake worlds that they're all illusions. Everything we do is an illusion. Everything we do is an illusion. Time is an illusion. Our space is an illusion. Our thoughts are an illusion. Our emotional traumas are all illusions. Can you think back when you were 8 years old and something happened to you and it was so dramatic and there were 10 people in the room and 10 people all had their own concepts and thoughts of what actually happened during that time, and then now 40 years later and you're an older adult and you go to replay that event, that replay is an illusion because it only was your perspective. So everything is an illusion, and it's really harsh to talk to people that are set with a fixed mindset. They have a fixed mindset on whatever illusion that they created. They have dragged that story with them, and that's who they are. And I see it on people all day long. The sad stories that I hear of, my mom did this, my dad did this, I came from this, I went to that, I did this, I did that. I'm like, Jesus. If right here, right now, I were to say to you, I want you to tell me in your unicorn world, in your magical, mystical, creative, the juiciest part of your brain, I want you to reinvent yourself. Anytime, any age, any place, any people, anywhere. Like, I want you to tell me a story of who you want to be right now, moving forward. You can have all the money you want. You can have all the lovers you want. You can have all the clothes. You can have all the extremes, or you can have like zero and reinvent yourself from the ground up. No illusions. Zero illusions. And zero backstory. Like, you don't know your parents, you don't know your siblings, you know no one, zero, but you are where you are at this age and time. But today, I'm going to grant you that one wish and say, today's your day to imagine who you want to become. And poof, you're going to move forward and you're going to be that person. Now, I don't want you to be a crazy person and become someone that someone already was. We can't become, you can't be Madonna because she's still kicking around out there and she is who she is. You can be something like that if that's what you want to do. Oh, I've always wanted to sing. Great. So here's what we're going to do. Coronavirus taught me one thing, and one thing only, that as long as I had a vehicle and a way that, and listen, I didn't grow up with a computer, I didn't grow up with a laptop, I didn't grow up with cell phones. I'm just like you guys. And don't get me into stories, don't get me into like a whole like, woohoo, we didn't have this, and we didn't have that, and we didn't have this, and we didn't have that. We didn't have shit. But what we do have right now, which is in front of me, laptop. I can Google anything. Google University. Excuse me. I think that's what it should be called. I really do. I think Google University is like the shit. Because when you think about it, What? What do you want to learn? Who do you want to... Laura, no clue. Like, what, for example, what is one thing that you love to either do, or it's something that you can do, that you could turn around and say, I'm going to go on Facebook Live, which is what I did, and I'm going to put myself on camera so that my friends and my students and my clients can find me and have access to me, because I can't be in the gym. Now, how does this apply to you guys? It applies to you guys because you can turn around and say, I love to paint. Great. I want you to turn on the phone and I want you to start painting and talk to whomever. Doesn't even matter. I don't even watch sometimes who comes on here, and I could care less like who's watching, but I know that I'm talking to certain people. I know that I'm resonating to a certain group of people that needs to hear and needs to get pushed and needs answers. Or you just like hanging out with me, and that's super cool too. And I totally get it, because sometimes I enjoy my own company more than anyone. I enjoy me more than I enjoy anything in the world. And if that sounds narcissistic, it's not, because I'm not as like I think I do not I don't hang out in the mirror. I hang out reading and researching and creating and developing. And when I'm developing my program, or I'm working on choreography, or I'm studying something, or I'm in a bunny trail of like research, and I'm going after the doctors that I follow. And it's not always a doctor, because I don't believe in the doctor thing. I believe in, because I think a lot of doctors, and no disrespect, and I don't even know why I say that, because it doesn't really matter, but I think that doctors in general are educated guessers. They're guessers. They don't know you. And I 99% of the time can pretty much diagnose what's wrong with me. And that's one of the things that I try to teach you guys in Mindset Reset, and also strength program, and weight control. We're going to call it weight control, because a lot of you have gained weight and you have lost control. You've lost control. And, 5, 10, 20, 30 has kind of spiraled. And somewhere along the line, you just let go and you decided, okay. It's like going to Disney and you're getting on like a loop of the Hulk ride, right? Go again, go again, go again. And you know exactly where the pitfalls are. You're like, here it comes. But you love that sensation. It's like over and over and over and over and over, and 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and over and over and over. And then you're looping, and then you're going back up that, and there's a drop. You just know there's a drop, right? Boom. You drop that drop, and then you're back on that pathway, and you've lost control. And it's 20 pounds, and 30 pounds, and 50 pounds, and 100 pounds. And then you're like, at some point, your health starts kicking in. What's up, Jason? Dope shirt, right? Yeah, cool. My sister got me this shirt. I'm so excited. Wait till you guys see tomorrow's shirt. Oh, I'm so excited. You have no idea. Got to tune in tomorrow. No, Friday, sorry. So I want to get you guys back to this place. What are you talking about today? How do you lose weight? There's one answer, and one answer only. And I've done this a million times in my 40-year career. I never see it any other way. There is no science behind what I'm going to say. It's just case study. Doing what I do over and over and over, it always comes back to the one thing. You can't lose weight when you're not happy. You cannot lose weight when your mindset is in a negative space. And remember, happy is not ha-ha. Happy is content. Happy is like, okay, clarity. Clarity with, do we all have bills? Yeah. Do you get mad at your bills? I don't. I used to get mad when I was younger. I was like, damn it. God. Right? Or you get overcharged for something, or, you know, there was conflict in something you paid for, or you got charged for something, you're like, right? Like, we just want things to be like robotic on that level. Like, can I just automate all my bills and they get paid and they're the same every month and I know what I have to make and and then all of a sudden you get like hit with some kind of like bill and you're like, ah. So I stopped freaking out and understood that it's not personal. That bill came in the mail and it wasn't personal. The bill didn't like jump out of the mailbox and hit me. Although sometimes that's how it feels. Not anymore. As I've adulted up, my bills are minimal and I like it like that. Yeah. But we get to a place of contentment. And then we start realizing that I can control a lot of things and I control as much as I can. And then I'm ready to go forward into, okay, now I need to lose weight because at this point, this is something that I control. So many of you will say, hey, you know what? I can't control my weight loss. Oh my God, why am I gaining weight? And why, you know, listen, those pastelitos didn't just jump in your face. You put them there. Nobody force feeds anybody. We don't do that. We don't, you know, unless you're like in some kind of crazy. Sorry guys. That's my doctor's office and they're probably going to try to click in again. That's the beauty of using my phone for coffee talk. So if it clicks in again, just hang out. I'm not going anywhere. I got another 30 minutes with you guys. I want to get you guys fired up. I think we need a dance break. I don't know. Where are you, Melissa? What we got going? What's up, Maddie Bauer? What's up, guys? Welcome to Coffee Talk. We're doing abs and arms today at 10 o'clock, so I want you guys to go ahead and get your mat ready. We're going to use a band, a little light band. Hey! And speaking of doctor, I want to talk to you guys about my diagnosis on my shoulder because we're going to totally like get into that a little bit today. Yeah, let's boogie, Marie. I love you. So part of my job is also finding music, and my friends always laugh. I have for years. I've DJ'd in the past, like a few parties. People pay me a lot of money. You can get paid a lot of money to DJ. So it's like interesting. Like, what's the guy that committed suicide? Sorry to bring that up. Last year, very famous DJ. Forgot. I didn't forget him. I forgot his name. Yeah. Who's on here that remembers? Anyway, DJs get paid like buttloads of money to play sound, rhythm, which is cool, like totally cool, especially if it's like a legit DJ, because I think there are a lot of DJs out there that, Avicii, right? Oh, that was crazy. I'm like, what? This guy had like, I don't know, like a $10 million house? I'm not joking. And that has to prove again over and over and over, like, I have had friends, my close friends that I have lost to suicide, that all the money in the world and super good looking and, you know, they can have, and be with it. And I hate using that term. You're so good looking, you can be with anyone. It's like, nobody knows what the fuck goes on in your head. Like, and nobody knows what you're attracted to. Like, attraction is so, like, that whole gay straight thing. I want to put that to bed. I'm like, stop worrying about what's in my head, like, and who I like and what I'm attracted to. It's like, I'm sorry, like, my brain is attracted to certain things. That's why sexuality is so, like, it is not black and white. It is not, it's so unidentifiable. Is that a word? Like, we're all human and we all have such a human experience. Like, one day I'm attracted to that, and the next day I'm attracted to that, and then I weave my way down this pathway, and I'm like, I have things that are like, right? Fluid is a weird word, Laura. And the reason I say, because that meaning, like, it's so funny how people will say, like, oh, you're gay or you're straight. There's no such thing. There's absolutely no such thing. And that meaning, I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to. You can't control that. And the ugly side of that is some people are morally attracted to, like, not unnatural, but what, just like morally, like, stop it. Oh, that's my watch. I figured it out the other day. I was like, what is that noise? It's my watch. Like dogs and kids and stuff like that. That's a no bueno. You can't do that shit. You just can't. Sorry. But in your brain, like, how do you meet somebody and be like, okay, they, like, look good and, like, the chemistry's there and all that, and that's great. But, like, as soon as they open their mouth, you're like, ugh. Because the sound of their voice is not attractive. So how do you find, in 8 billion people, to find, like, that resonating, like, pattern? And then you're like, relationships are so complicated, yo. Like, how are you when you married somebody for 30 years? They're not the same. We're just not the same. We physically change ourselves every 7 years. So how if I'm with somebody for 21 years, I'm actually 3 people? Think about it. And that goes with what our coffee talk subject is about today. Like, how do you find your power? How do you find your inspiration? How do you find your fire? I go inside of me. I look inside of me first. I'm like, what am I attracted to about myself? And nobody takes that time. Nobody says that, like, that moment of saying, well, you know what? I'm 40 pounds overweight and I fucking hate myself. But I'm going to go date somebody. I'm going to belly up to a fucking bar and I'm going to go date somebody who also is 20 pounds overweight, who doesn't have their shit together, but they're wearing the mask because they want to date, they want to be with somebody. Because if it boils down to sex, why don't we just have sex? And that's gross too, because how limited is that, right? Am I making any sense here? Because I really think about it on levels that I'm like, yeah, when you're younger, and I know you guys can relate to me. I just know you can. And some of you will really get this, like a punch in the face. But when we're younger and our hormones are chattering, because they do, because listen, as a biological female, and I go through that, and we've all gone through that there are certain times of the month where you're like, and there are certain times of the month where you're like, get the fuck away from me, fucking touch me, I swear to God, you're gonna lose a finger, right? You go through that. We all do. And guys are just like, right? They're just like in it to win it. I mean, in it to win it. And just different mindset, in it to win it. And then you guys have to like come together, right? Somehow. You gotta like come together and stay together. Stay together! Yeah, but we're changing constantly. And what we didn't do is we didn't look inside early on and make those corrections. Why people divorce? Because it's like, I don't fucking know you. 2 years in, I'm like, who are you? I don't even like you. I don't even know you. I don't even want to know you. Right? It's true. It's true. I know it's true, and it's true. And then you get to the other side of, I've been with this person for 20 odd years, and we're like brother and sister. We're just like great friends. And you've also gotten to the point where you're like, I do not want to belly up to a bar because I let myself go. I'm overweight. I'm out of shape. I've got nothing to offer anybody. I could care less. I'd rather be alone. And the thought of going to a bar with people that are 20 and 30 years younger, who are just completely ridiculous, and they are, and we were, I was, I know we all were, right? And then you're like, can I go to the 40-year-old bar? I'd like to go to that bar. Yeah. Can we go at like 6 p.m.? This midnight shit, I was never okay with the midnight shit. I don't know about you guys, but getting dressed like past 9 o'clock for an introvert was whack. Like, I'm on, like at 4 p.m., I am ready to go. Like, I want happy hour, 5 o'clock, workout, go meet people. Like, then. Like, and I want to meet you, like, at a 70s disco. At 7. I want to get dressed in my jeans and sneakers and put my hair up here, like that. I just want to put it up and go dance 70s music for about 2 to 3 hours and then go home. Can we all like agree that that would be the ideal situation? And why are bars, like, why do I roll up on a bar like they're like, it opens at 10 or 11 and there's 2 people there? And then it's like 2 a.m. People start showing up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not on those drugs. Like, because those are drugs. Because there's nothing good happens past midnight. Just doesn't. Never did. So I think that we need 2 bars. We need two bars. We need like them and us. And listen, we don't even have to talk. We just don't even have to talk. We can just like, hey, we can just like hang, like just show up on the dance floor. You just come in, like, I'm gonna be here dancing for like 3 hours. So you can come and go. You can come and go. But you don't even have to buy me a drink because I don't drink. So we're good. Water. Sparkling. None of that dry shit. Y'all are talking. Yo! Titi, look what I'm wearing. Titi, look what I'm wearing. I call my sister Titi. I don't know where it started from, but she's my Titi. So, there you go. Nice shirt. Hold on. Beth Ford, what's up? I was 245 and had a cute girlfriends, but I pulled them in with my jokes. Yeah, seriously, humor is everything. I find guys hot. I don't want to be in a relationship with a guy. I can think a girl is hot, but emotionally think she is ugly. Yeah, I think men are fucking gorgeous. Like, I literally, like, I am super attracted to a lot of men that I think are just... Like, I train at CrossFit, and there's, like, a couple of guys that are just, like, I have, like, total, like, crushes on, and they know it, and it's cool because I love how they act with me, because they're all, like, kind of giddy, and they're younger, so they're like, and I'm like, oh, I will rip you to shreds. I'm not going to. Maybe in another life I might have, but, like, I just mentally go through the motions, like, I will... hurt you, son. And they're just hot and gorgeous, and it's almost like they are physical art. I think of them as just, I'm like, just, can you take the fucking shirt off already? Like, what's the What's the lag time in the shirt removal? Like, how much sweat do you have to accumulate to get the shirt off? Like, dear God. I work out in a CrossFit box. I don't know about you guys, but there's no air conditioning. There's like barely those fans work, and it's so hot. Like, you pretty much want to show up naked, and I'm happy about that. Like, some people need to put clothes on to work out, and they don't. All right, where are we going here? Been attracted to people who have been overweight. Just something I liked about them. I trust myself and honor my curiosity. Yeah, listen, I've been attracted to people overweight too. People always say to me, oh, you must be attracted to like all the hard bodies and getting ripped. And I've dated people that are super insecure. I know, sounds weird, but you don't know that until you actually get into a relationship, because you gotta peel those masks off. And a lot of people that I have dated are professional mask wearers. They own the illusion. Woo! I mean, come on. I don't have that kind of energy. I just don't. I'm like, here it is. And for the most part, I meet people that have watched me for a long time, and then will kind of like move in on the kill, and then I'm the last one to know, like, you're crazy. You're just fucking crazy. I've dated crazy. Like, black eye, shark eye crazy. Yeah. If y'all know a narcissist, you know their eyes go black, and then all of a sudden you're like talking to someone with black eyes. If you've never seen that, oh God. But if you have, yeah, shark eye crazy. My sister, I know my sister right now is laughing because she has seen the people that I have dated. She said, you got it for her. Yeah, my sister got it for me. Yes, I did. I was messing with her. I'm at the point where I'll go to the Standard at like sunset and maybe dance until like 1 or 2. Yeah. Buck 15? Oh, yeah. Don't bring up Buck 15, girl. Great shirt. Yes. My sister got this for me. Wait till her tomorrow. Robbie, what's up, baby? I was actually more confident fat than I am thinner. I pretend to be confident that... Well, I have a comment about that, Laura. Yeah, that's a whole different topic. Truth. Narcissist, stare scary as fuck. It means run. Yeah. I dated someone that was, if you've ever dated a narcissist, you can date a lazy narcissist. I've dated lazy narcissists. Just like they're all in and they're then completely all out, gone. Like, gone. Then I've dated scary narcissists that are like, they love bomb you like crazy, but that's their drug. And then you get kind of like used to the love bombing, and then all of a sudden, shark eyes. And when I say shark eyes, their eyes actually will flip. Now, I know half of you are like, okay, what am I listening to? This girl's lost her mind. She's crazy. But if you're out there and you know what I'm talking about, and you see that person's eyes go black, jet black, it's just crazy. It's a weird sensation. It I get nauseous thinking about it. But be careful, because they're out there and they're soul suckers. Guys, dance break. I don't know why I feel like Pebbles and Bam Bam when I do my hair like this. I do. And I feel more like Bam Bam than Pebbles, just to be clear about the role that I play. So, today's coffee talk, totally Number one reason you can't lose weight and how to find your fire. Losing weight is about happiness. It's about self-empowerment. And it's about looking introspectively at yourself and making a commitment to your physical well-being and saying, I've had enough. And those of you who are out there that are working with me, I know that are working on and working towards a weight reduction or weight control. And when we talk about weight control, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Sometimes I say things that are pretty like money. Weight control. So when I talk about weight loss, I talk to people, I'll say, you want to lose a little bit of like discomfort, bloating, eating things that don't agree with your body, that make you feel uncomfortable, or if you've ever eaten something and then all of a sudden your belly is just like, boof, you're like 6 months pregnant. And it's something that you ate that just didn't agree with you, but you've gotten used to eating that way, so that discomfort becomes a part of your daily life. And if you want to get rid of that, we need to look at, what types of food are we eating and how are we eating. You want to talk about your fire? So, one of the things that I love about myself and loving myself as a process of leaning into the things that I'm afraid of, or leaning into the things that I know that I have to do. I have to do the bad things. And dance break. Once I lean into the hard stuff, the phone calls, the paperwork, I've got to get choreography done, or I've got to get, I've got to talk to these people, or I've got to get this done, or it's bank related or tax related, like the big ugly stuff that we really push back, or I've got to communicate with somebody who's just like really tough, or I've got somebody who's upset because of something, and I wish I want to avoid that. But as soon as I lean into it and I tackle it, wow, the other side is fire. It is just pure magic. It's almost like you eat superpower, right? You become a unicorn. You become a unicorn. You become a unicorn. And every day I'm looking at, instead of avoid the negative, I'm looking for it. I'm looking to eat it, to become more engaged in my superpower. And so when the big stuff comes up, I don't feel like the panic, right? When I was younger, I would get that. I'd be like super like intimidated or afraid. I'd have these fears, these illusions of, oh my God, is this going to happen? Because I've always felt like out by myself. I've always been by myself. There's no net, there's no support. I have support now. My Titi is my support. But I was alone so much that you kind of build up this like resistance, and like you start pushing back. And as soon as you push back, things start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So what I did was the opposite, and I'm like, let me lean in and start tackling smaller and smaller and smaller until things are just gone. I had a conversation yesterday with somebody who was telling me, younger, obviously, someone in their 30s, and I have this credit card debt, but I feel that when I reach a certain level of success, and then I have to buy this house because of my wife and my kids and my this and my that, and my head started rolling, and I almost started giggling, like outwardly giggling at him, like, whoa. In another 15 years from now, you're going to be like, why do I need the car or the house or the bills or the drama when no one cares? Like, your kids don't care if you're in a 1-bedroom. They just don't. And if you need to pay off your bills, don't get in debt with a mortgage and insurance. And dude, we've been like brainwashed. I want you guys to be happy. And if you want the house, and you want the car, and you want the, and the want the, and the want the, and want the, when it gets much, much, much bigger, and a global pandemic hits, and you have nothing, you know, we need to manage little. We have to work with, when we work with less, we have less big, right? And we can start working on ourselves. And that's what today's topic is about. The one reason why we're not losing weight and how to find your fire is look inside. It's just that simple. And it's scary because a lot of us don't even spend the time to recognize who we are. You know, recognize what makes us happy, recognize what makes us sad, recognize what really means something to us. Write those things down. Look at them. Take some time. There's 24 hours in the day, and you guys are spending way too much time on the stuff that doesn't matter. And what matters is where you are. So I'm going to leave Coffee Talk today. I think we need a little bit of a dance break. I'm going to write out the workout. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to call my doctor's office because they keep calling because we need to make an appointment. So if you guys have 5 minutes, we've got abs and arms today. That's all we're doing. It's going to be a nice, easy workout. It's probably going to be about 15 minutes or so. So go ahead and get your mat. Get your weights, get things set up. We're going to use the little bands today. So I love you guys. I will be back. If you love Coffee Talk as much as I love giving it, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all of that. If you guys feel like, you know, empowered by any of this, even a $5 donation really helps out because I'm not working. I'm working for myself. I'm here at home. This content is free. So like, share, comment, and put a watch party out together. Guys, I will be back in 5 minutes for our workout. So don't go away. I'll be right back.